Hi, I'm Sophie and welcome to my world. Today I have a great Halloween craft that's great for little hands and big hands too. And it's got a little spider on his very own web. It's a weaving project that I think you'll enjoy. It becomes not only a decoration, but a great hand-eye coordination exercise. So I'm going to show you how to make it right now. Now for this project, I'm going to be using some yarn, and it can be any color that you want. I'll need a pair of scissors. I'm going to be using a bobby pin to help thread my yarn in and out, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. I've got a hole puncher, and I've got my handy dandy plate. Now, I'm going to be using a plastic plate just because I find that they're stronger, and when I put my yarn in, they won't bow in. But you can use a paper plate if you like, and it can be any size you like. I'm using a smaller one for this one, but you can use any size you want. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hole punch, and we're going to start punching holes around the outside edge. And you want to leave about a thumb's width in between each one. And just keep making your way all the way around the outside, just like that. Now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here. I've already done one, and you can see I've got all the little hole punches around the outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some yarn, and I usually do 2, 3, 4, about 5 yards of yarn. Snip it off at the end here. And now what I'm going to do is just take this bobby pin and slide this onto the bobby pin, and this is going to just be my needle. So I'm just going to slide that right on there, loosely place that in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull it up through a hole and down through a second hole. And I'm going to flip this over here, take my bobby pin off, and I'm just going to tie a little knot. And now that I've tied my knot, I can leave this as a hanger if I'd like, or I can cut it short. I'm going to cut mine short. Now I'm going to take the other end of my string and slide it onto the bobby pin. This is why it's nice to use bobby pins, just because they're very easy. But you don't have to. You could just put a piece of tape on here, and that would help to make it easier to thread in and out. Now all I'm going to do is take my string, bring it up from the back, pull it through, and I'm going to take it across to one of the holes on the other side. Now sometimes that happens that your bobby pin comes undone, especially because the string is so long at this point in time. Don't get concerned. Now if it goes on the back like that, just flip it around to the front. Take your bobby pin again, slide it on in. There you go. And if you put your fingers over there, that helps. Okay, so I've gone from one hole on this side over to a hole on this side. And now what I'm going to do is from the underside, go to the next hole over, pull it through, and this time I'm going to go in it to the opposite side, but I'm going to make like a letter X here. So I cross over to make the letter X. Now the one thing about this is that you don't have to do this exact pattern. I'm just going to be making kind of a very uniform, see there's your X, a very uniform base for my spider web. But the thing about it is you can really literally just go anywhere you want. You know, so if you're working with little children, you do not have to have this formality. So I went under and came out the hole that's next to it on the right hand side here. And once again, I'm going to go to the opposite hole on the opposite side to make a letter X. So I'm kind of making spokes, just making spokes on a wheel. See? There you go. Once again, go to the next hole over and go to the opposite hole that will help you make the letter X. So you can see how this is a great hand-eye coordination. It's also great for teaching how to do basic sewing. So once again, This is the hole. I'm going to go up and then cross over. Okay, you should by this time have a pretty significant understanding of what it is that I'm doing here. So I'm going to take this. Now it looks like it has kitty cat whiskers. So I'm going to take this and bring back my finished version here. So I've got my spokes, as you can see, all my spokes around. And now what I'm going to do is I really get to have fun, is I just get to go up and down and around wherever I like. So I'm going to come up, and now I'm just going to go anywhere and everywhere that I want. So as long as I'm going down and up another hole, I can go really anywhere I want. And if you want to, one of the other things that you can do to make it fun, goodness gracious, this is what happens when your string is long. You just keep going around and around and around. Oh goodness, I got a knot. Okay, so this is a good thing to show you. Sometimes this stuff happens. You get a little knot. Just peel this up like that and just untangle it. This is what happens when you have such a long piece of string. So, you know, feel free to make yours long, shorter. You don't have to have such a long piece of string. So now you can see I'm just going to continue making my pattern here, having fun, sewing up and down. If you want to, another thing that you can do is you can actually take your thread and you can like weave it in and out. This is why it's nice to have the bobby pin, because you can just kind of weave it in and out. Take it over to another. And that gives you some interesting looks as well. The thing about this is there is no right or wrong. You're basically just sewing and creating a spider web, which is kind of fun. Now, to tie it off, once you got it to the point that you like, just take your bobby pin, feed it down from the top, and then make a loop right here and just tie it off. You can flip it over in the back, just make sure it's nice and secure. And then you can leave this as a loop to hang it if you want to. Just tie that off and cut off the extra. Or just snip it off, like that. And now you have your spider's web. That's all there is to it for making your own fabulous spider's web. And you can hang these all over the house. Now, don't forget the spider. Make sure that you check out our link below, and you'll learn how to make this cute little beaded spider who loves dangling from his web. For more great ideas for Halloween and other holidays too, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com.